Well, here we go. We are at the final weekend for 15s rugby for D1A and D1AA in the CRAA hemisphere. It's going to happen. So let's talk about D1A. There are two finals, in fact, this weekend in Indianapolis. I'm going to be on the call for at least one of them, I hope, but I will be on broadcast throughout that entire weekend. And we've got a Challenger final. So this is a new thing from CRAA. They've got a Challenger Cup. They got 6 teams in it. I think this is something that will expand. And we've heard, in fact, a lot of teams sort of contacted me and sort of said, hey, this is kind of a cool concept. These are teams that they didn't make the top 16. Maybe they're not school supported, or maybe they are, but, they just, for whatever reason, they're in that situation. They're not going to make that playoff. But they still want to wrap up the season in a certain way. I think it's great. I think we learned a lot this year about who is doing what. The first round, the games were close. The second round, the games were not close. So we saw Mary Washington play Ohio State. We saw Grand Canyon play Utah State, and Mary Washington and Grand Canyon won fairly comfortably. So we're not going to watch a lot about this, but we do want to get an idea of how those two teams made the final. So you have a look, first of all, GCU moved the ball very well and exploited Utah State that way. I mean, I think the Aggies from Utah State, maybe you would say they weren't super fast around the field. Let's say that. Lock Dylan Mercer, and really nice carry from him, and then recycled out to Luke Neely, to Jackson Gray, to Ben Saunders. Good ball movement and a try there. Next try, Aiden Castellan moves it really nicely, gets it out to Brendan Boyle, finishes that one off. And then there's a block, and Vince McKeefrey scores it. Really, so what you're seeing from Grand Canyon is an aggressive, very young team, but one that moves quickly, wants to move the ball and play quickly. They didn't quite get stuff done, and I think what hurt them and helped them early in the season, they toured Colorado. They played Colorado and Colorado State. They lost those games. So you say, well, they're not as good as those teams. Well, they weren't at the time. I think they built from that, and they learned a lot and said, hey, look, you're going to play a club team. Guess what? They might still be better than you. They might be older. They might have a little bit more rugby IQ. They might have a little bit more confidence. Whatever it is, we'll see it and learn from it. So Grand Canyon moving up into the Challenger final. Mary Washington, kind of more experienced, but they're playing in this Rugby East conference. It's pretty tough to get out of that conference. So they might have looked at the rankings and said, hey, Colorado State made the top 16, but we didn't. That's fine. Colorado State's a good team, very good team. And I had Mary Washington ranked ahead of Colorado State. But Mary Washington was in the East, Colorado State is in the West. So guess what? That's the way it goes. Toughened up by Rugby East, Mary Washington perhaps, therefore a little more battle-hardened. They took care of Ohio State. We had a bunch of maul and close-in forward tries. I didn't want to show you those. I've seen quite a few of those. They did use Seb Shefferman as a decoy a great deal, and Shefferman is a dangerous player. He's got his hair flowing around. He's a scary man. But they do a very nice job of using him as a decoy, and they unleash Ben Peters. Here's a very nice try that they put in with Peters finishing it off. And then a clearance kick from Ohio State. And look how nicely UMW organizes their attack. They get Ben Peters again going on. He falls over. It's a little bit damp. Gets up, finishes it off, and in they go. Ultimately, though, Challenger Cup is a great idea. You could get a situation now that you can look at teams that some teams passed on it this year because they didn't know for sure that it was happening. If you're involved at all in rugby in America, you know that you can't always depend on things being told, oh, this is going to happen. We're not sure if it's going to happen. Maybe it'll happen. But proof of concept is very important. So Challenger Cup I think this coming year, 25-26, more teams will look at it and say, hey, I want to be a part of that, and plan accordingly. And we could see 8, maybe more, maybe 12, something like that, teams get involved in that. And I think that would be very good for the game, very good for the collegiate game. Everybody wants to wrap up their season in a nice, pretty bow. This video is brought to you by Next Phase Rugby, which is an app that allows high school rugby players to connect with college rugby programs around the country. Those programs can be school supported, club, all kinds of different ones. 450 are already on the app, and thousands of collegiate hopefuls are also on the app. Download the app if you're a college, or if you are a high school player looking for a college, go to nextphaserugby.com. There's a discount code for the premium level for high school players at the bottom of the screen. And good luck with your college search. It's also brought to you by USA Rugby Foundation, which is an organization that supports grassroots rugby around the country, and your donation can help build this great game of ours. Also brought to you by Irish Rugby Tours. Touring is a great way to expose your players to the global nature of rugby. Go to Irish Rugby Tours. They don't just do Ireland. They do all kinds of different countries: Spain, Portugal, New Zealand, South Africa, the UK. That's just a smattering of what they can do for you. Go to irishrugbytours.com. And this video is also brought to you by Panther Rugby Academy, providing elite playing and training opportunities for players throughout the South and a more extended version of the South. Panther Rugby Academy, check them out. And I also want to thank a new kit provider, which is 8x8 Sports. You can't see their logo on this shirt, although you can see it on others, but there's the back of the same shirt because I have more than one. And several other great kit. We'll be having merchandise available very soon as well, so I'm excited about that. Thanks to 8x8 Sports. It's 8x8sports.com. Now we look ahead to the D1A final, and we have Life University against Cal. They've met twice before, 2018 and 2019. Both times Life won. First time by a wide margin, second time by a super slim margin. What's going to happen this year, we don't know. But the thing was that Lindenwood was coming into the semifinal against Life with a plan to really sort of torch Life, stretch them out and play wide. Didn't happen because Life defended them very well. Life was very good at changing around the momentum a little bit. They might have a scrum against them. You know, guess what? They're going to turn it around, get a scrum for them, get a turnover, use Batista Araujo to go in from short range. He was very dangerous there. And you have to look also at their kick counter. Good at that, because of what they do is they pin everybody into their end, so everybody has to kick, and you don't want who are you going to kick to? Simamane, Rose, Crane. It's not a lot of fun either way. Crane's going to get some players free. This one though didn't quite work, and Cathcart picks up a loose pass, just not quite handled, and goes distance. We had a 7-7 ball game actually in the semifinal at halftime. But in the second half, what you saw, Life started to work their pattern a little bit better. They really tested the Lindenwood defense. Crane had a big game, but also those powerful runners in the forwards. Got to keep an eye on them. And this one, then, once they suck everybody in, really nice little interior loop move. And once again, catch pass, catch pass, catch pass, super fast, score in the corner. That's redemption for Life. Life ends up winning a little bit more comfortably than, pretty much anyone expected. So there's several different Cal teams. There's the Cal team that runs its pattern and runs its pods and just methodically marches their way down the field. And there's the Cal team that plays a territorial game and is content perhaps to kick for goal. And there's the Cal team that runs everything from inside the 22. They can all do that. There's something I would call a harbinger right now. Solomon Williams doing a little bit inside ball. Maybe that's a Gregan pass, not sure. The forwards get down there and they bash it over. But it started with that little inside ball. You go wide, you go wide, you go up, and then suddenly your scrum half runs a little line, bam, pops it back inside. It was only 7-3 when Cal was able to, they got a penalty in the middle of the field, kick to touch, really good skill from Rand Santos to get them right down to the line. They're going to maul it. you know what? St. Mary's is very good at defending the maul. That one stalled. And intelligence from Cal also to get it out. And guess what? What do we see? We see that inside ball. And there's a try this time. Executing the try, and that makes it 14-3. We've still got plenty of rugby to play. So, I was looking for like a turning point in this game. I found a couple. This one is right after halftime. So it's 21-8 at halftime. St. Mary's is still in it. If they score, you make it 21-15, you're in pretty good shape, right? But instead, Cal comes down. They chase that kick. They force a penalty. They get a line out. Suddenly, once again, St. Mary's is defending on their 5 meter. Once again, the maul doesn't work, but they're able to bash it on, keep working those forwards, and just lurking outside. Santos, a very smart player, understands everything about gaps. That 9-10 combination, Santos slides right through the gap, and that's a try. So right off the bat in the second half, Cal turns 21-8 into 28-8. Trouble for St. Mary's. And finally, St. Mary's does come back. So we've got it 33-15. Again, we've got a situation where scoring, makes it 33-22. Now you're within 2 scores. St. Mary's, we know, can score quickly. They get over the line. They are held up. This is really important. Cal able to avoid that try that St. Mary's, they get that situation. They say, look, we're not even halfway through the second half, and we're within 2 scores. We're fine. Cal kicks. And yes, St. Mary's does attack for a while. But finally, the Bears get a turnover. And when they get the turnover, you think maybe, they're going to kick clear and just preserve that lead. That's not what they do at all. In fact, they start to go on the attack. Brilliant stuff from their outside backs, ball movement, and then, as I say, they always seem to go on that right-hand side, and they have support runners on the inside. Williams knows that. He fakes the inside pass, and he goes in and scores in the corner. This was a fantastic game for Williams, and I think he's a special player. He's got a lot, it's just a great future ahead of him. But that one, I think, hurt for St. Mary's because they're thinking to get within 2 scores. Then they've got a shout. Now it's 38-15. It's 23 points. It's more than 3 scores. It's a problem. And Cal goes through. So what do we got here? We've got a team that can score almost from anywhere and can vary their game against a team Life that can shut you down beautifully and can win. Also, they can play a fast break if they want to. Certainly you don't want to kick to them. James Rose is having a great season. Bradley Crane's having a great season. I think I see more, just a little bit more of a team from Cal, but who knows, right? Who knows? I think this could potentially be another barn burner, and really we've been blessed with barn burner finals the last few years. And, I think we'll probably get another one. But it will be a contrast in styles. It'll be a team that is on the fast break and a team that will shut you down. And the question for me is, can the shutdown team fast break? Can the fast break team shut you down?